Well, hello, Crime Squad family. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to like the video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Now, if you're new here, welcome to the Crime Squad family. We're just here entertaining, understanding, and learning. Now, lastly, please subscribe to the channel. We're here almost every day, so let's get started. When we think of criminals, we usually picture someone in a dark hoodie sneaking around, doing bad things for no good reason. But honestly, the mind of a criminal isn't always as mysterious or evil as we might think. What really makes someone commit a crime? Is it a deep, twisted urge, or is it something more familiar? Today, we're going to talk about what might be going on in a criminal's head, as we've covered several of them now on this channel. And you'll see it's not always as complicated as it sounds. First off, not all criminals are the same. I mean, people commit crimes for all sorts of reasons. Sometimes it's out of necessity, and sometimes it's because they just acted on impulse. And other times they plan it out like it's some kind of movie. So, what are they thinking? Let's take a look at a few examples. For some folks, crime is all about survival. Imagine this: you've lost your job, you've got no money, and you're going to be evicted. You're desperate, and the only way you can think to survive is by stealing something, maybe food, maybe something small to sell. Sure, it's illegal, but in your head, it's all about staying alive. It's not that you're greedy or evil, it's just that they don't see any other option at the moment. It's kind of like when you're in a tough spot and you make a choice out of desperation. You're not thinking long term, you just need to survive the day. Then we have the thrill seekers. There are the types of folks who commit crimes just for the rush of it. They're the ones who love living on the edge, like speeding down the highway or sneaking into an event without even paying. For them, the crime itself isn't even the point. It's all about the adrenaline rush, the excitement of doing something risky. It's almost like a high stakes game to them. And the idea of getting caught just adds to the thrill. We've all done something small like this before, right? Maybe breaking a minor rule just for fun isn't the same. That's the same idea, just taking it at a bigger scale. Oh, and then there are the planners. Now, these are the folks who treat crime like a big, elaborate project. They think through every detail, trying to figure out how to get away with it. And it's not just about committing the crime for them, it's about the satisfaction of outsmarting the system. They're like puzzle solvers who think through every detail, and they think they've got it figured out and they know how to win. They're not emotional or desperate, but they do want control. They get a kick out of thinking they've pulled something off without getting caught. Kind of like someone who's always finding shortcuts, but on a way more dangerous level. Now, let's talk about emotions for a minute. A lot of crimes aren't planned at all, they happen in the heat of the moment. Think about the last time you really, really got angry. Maybe you wanted to punch a wall or shout at someone. Some people in that moment act out in ways that normally they wouldn't. They get into a fight or worse because they're not thinking about the consequences, they're just reacting. Once their anger cools off, they probably regret every single thing they did. But in that split second, their emotions take over. It's not really about making a choice, It's more like losing control. And then there's another big factor, which is the environment someone grew up in. Now, for some people, crime just seems like part of everyday life. Maybe they grew up in a rough neighborhood where they saw crime all the time. It's not that they were naturally bad, it's just that's what they learned. When you're surrounded by something so long, it starts to feel normal. If all of your friends are doing it and you don't see another way out, it can be pretty hard to get not to get pulled into that lifestyle. Now, in these cases, crime isn't just about personal choice as much as it is about circumstance. Some people's criminal behavior also stem from mental health issues. These are certain disorders that mess with how someone sees right and wrong. Now, these folks might not even understand what they're doing in the same way that we would. They need help and they need support. It's not just punishment. Their minds just don't work in the same typical way. And that's something that we have to keep in mind when we're trying to understand them. At the end of the day, what separates most people from criminals is the choices they make. Crime is a decision, whether it's out of desperation, impulse, thrill, or something else. Some people face tough situations and choose to stay on the right side of the law, while others cross that line. That's the big question, isn't it? Why do some people commit crimes while others in the same situation don't? It's a tough one, and experts are still trying to figure it out. But one thing's clear: criminals don't all think the same way. They aren't all evil masterminds plotting their next move. Some are just trying to get by, others get caught up in emotions, and some are just looking for a thrill. Isn't it easy to look at someone who's committed a crime and think, I'd never do that? But if you put yourself in their shoes, sometimes you start to understand why they did what they did. That doesn't make it okay, but it helps explain it. So the next time you hear about a crime story, whether on this channel, on the news, in person, or elsewhere, remember that's what's going on inside that person's head isn't always as sinister and complicated as we think, but it is what's happening with them. There's usually a reason behind it, even if it's not a good one. Crime, most of the time, just like a lot of things in life, isn't black and white. It's a mix of circumstances, choices, and sometimes it's just plain bad luck. And who knows? Understanding that might just help us prevent more crimes in the future. As always, Crime Squad, it is a joy and a privilege to bring you this Crime Squad coffee. That's it for today. But please drop down in the comments to connect with our Crime Squad community. And for anyone new here, please subscribe to the channel, give us a happy thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next video.